write-up that was being passed around. And we started, a group of friends, business executives in Manila, started Shin Makati in 2003. That was 15 years ago. We have been in the same location in Pasay Road. It is about 500 meters away from the famous Don Bosco Church in Makati. It is a 350-seater, two-floor restaurant. And just like the questions being asked of me earlier, we also have a group of Chinese chefs. In 2003, together with some friends who love to eat, we organized Shin. Shin means Seafood King. We are known for our seafood dishes. That's why as you enter the Shin branch here in Cebu, you will already be welcomed by different seafood species. No? You have the lapu-lapu, you have lobster, you have the sea mantis, and so on and so forth. So, that is what Shin means, Seafood King. Now, questions being asked of me, do we have a branch? Is this a franchise? Ladies and gentlemen, this is the first time Shin is branching out. We have been asked, we have been offered previously to franchise. We have been asked to set up a restaurant in the different high-end malls in Makati, but we have decided to just be as small as we are, consistent in what we serve, and just be known for good Cantonese food. We started it in 2003 together with the group of Mr. Ben Chong, who were part of the Maxim's group of companies in Hong Kong. They are known for the brand Jade Garden and Peking Garden and Szechuan House or Szechuan Garden. Now, we were regular guests of the Jade Garden in Hong Kong, which is located at the Star Ferry House. If you're familiar, Marco Polo, that's why, I was saying, look at this cycle. The famous Jade Garden was at the Marco Polo Hong Kong Hotel, at the Star Ferry Terminal in Chim Cha Tsui. It was not even Marco Polo then. It was Hong Kong Hotel. But with the stroke of luck, with the convergence of events, that hotel is being managed now by Marco Polo Group. And now, we find ourselves branching out in Marco Polo Cebu Plaza. So, nobody saw this coming, but I guess that is just how the circle of life goes. But I was thinking about it, and I just realized, it just dawned on me, that is the situation. Anyway, at that time, Ben, together with 3 chefs from Hong Kong, Chef Tommy Yao, and 2 others, we started Shin. And we were patronized by the executives of the different businesses in Makati, and of course, the people living in the plush villages in Makati. One of our anchor clients would happen to be Mr. George T., the head of the GT Capital Group or the Metrobank Group, and from then on, the T family has supported Shin Makati. I would say that, and I can proudly say, I should correct myself, that Shin Makati was like their extended kitchen, executive kitchen, because all members of the different companies, corporations under the umbrella, I will talk of Federal Land, Toyota, Metro Bank, PS Bank, Oryx Leasing, and so on and so forth, would always come and have either their lunch or dinner meetings in our Makati branch. So, question for us, but then why did you decide? If it was never your intention to branch out, then why did you decide to go to Cebu? Actually, in Filipino parlance, hindi na po ako nakahindi nung liniligawan ako nung T family. Because this request and the perseverance of Alfred, who was here earlier, unfortunately, he will be coming, he had to go to another meeting, together with my friend, si Mr. Choi Coangco. Alfred would always ask and say that his father really wanted to put up a Chinese restaurant and if possible, name it after Shin. So finally, after a few years of courtship, we said yes, and here we are today, very proud, and saying that I think it is our belief that it is time for Cebu to have a top-notch, good quality Cantonese restaurant. It is already time for the Cebuanos and even the foreign tourists or tourists to enjoy good Chinese food. So I would like to thank, of course, Brian, together with everybody who is standing all around us. The last, of course, Nana, who is our GM for this branch. I just want to say thank you. Maraming salamat to all of you because the last 6 months have been really crucial 6 months for all in making this dream come true. Here we are today. Tomorrow we will start to be open to the public, but on a limited engagement, if you would call it, because we will be accepting, if I'm not mistaken, maximum of 50 people. There will be so many adjustments that have to be made. There will be so many debuggings that have to be done. So we just want to be very, very careful as we start. And we are targeting that by the 10th of October, we will have our grand inauguration day, wherein I hope to see all of you again. A few things that I would like to share with you. Number one, the kitchen is led by 3 chefs from Hong Kong. We have our head roasting chef, who also serves as the head of the 3. He is one of the best roasting chefs in Hong Kong. And we are lucky that he has accepted our offer for him to join us here in Shin, Cebu. So the asado that you tried earlier,
Very good.
that is everybody in Manila says that is the best asado.
Yes.
I made a challenge to people who were in my table. You try the asado. If you do not like it, I will recommend that this afternoon we will already close the restaurant. So when I asked them after they tried it, they said, no need for you to close it. But what I meant really was I was just closing it for the break of 2:30 to 5. But I'm happy, but he's responsible for the asado and the soy chicken, who I also overheard people saying it is better than the soy chicken in the Michelin star hawker restaurant in Singapore. So he is responsible for that. Number 2, I would like to also say we do not use and we have never used MSG, vaccine. We do not use. I challenge anybody who has problems with high blood, hypertension, believe me, You will not suffer from any neck pains, headaches, because we are MSG free. One of the few restaurants in Manila. Number 3, we try to make our own tofu. You tried our tofu?
Yes. So good.
Very good, ma'am. Melts in the mouth, ma'am. That is homemade tofu. You will not find that in any grocery or any supermarket. That is homemade tofu. Our fish fillet that you tried is not the fish fillet that, you know, I went around the Chinese restaurants here. They're very proud. It even says dory fish fillet. We do not use dory because that is garbage. But we use fresh lapu-lapu. We fillet it ourselves. We fillet it ourselves. We have a dim sum chef who also was working with the Maxim's group. In fact, they were the ones taking care of the entire operations of the Hong Kong airport. So kung kayo ay kumakain ng dim sum sa Hong Kong airport, it is because of the chef. He is responsible for the dim sum. You try the siomai, the hakaw, the dessert, the snowball, and if you even saw, our fruit cocktail is not the ones that we see in Chinese restaurants. They open the can and they just add ice. These are all fresh, and then a certain syrup that they put. So, in sum, we would like the Cebuanos to experience, and I hope on a first-hand basis, you yourselves can say that you tried good, authentic Cantonese cuisine. And as I was telling the staff last night, I think I had a private food tasting last night, and I myself, I was very impressed, Tito, and I told myself, what we just have to do is really maintain the quality, and with that, I do not see any problem with quality. Service, of course, our staff are new in this type of service. Cantonese restaurants, the higher-end ones, have a certain way. You change your plate so often. You have to serve it the right way, as hot as it can be, and so on and so forth. I'm sure all these people standing up here around us would be able to later on get used to this type of service. All I ask is, let's give them a big hand. Sama na yung nandun sa kitchen who are not here tonight. So, I'm ready to answer questions. There were a few questions asked already in the table. There might be some questions. I'm ready to answer any question. I just do not want to answer anything about my personal life. Questions about my personal, but any questions, I'm ready to answer. Again, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. Brian was telling me, you have the first taste. You will have the opportunity to be the first in experiencing the soon-to-be called best Cantonese restaurant in the city of Cebu. Maraming salamat po, and good afternoon to all of you. So if there's anything, any questions po, I'm ready to answer. Yes, ma'am. Okay, good question that was asked earlier. What is our pricing policy? Very good question. We're in a hotel. We did compare our price with the famous restaurants all around the city. We will be about 10% higher, which I believe is not only justifiable but very reasonable, because first of all, we're in a prestigious hotel that is undergoing a massive renovation, so the upgrade. Secondly, this is quality that you will not be able to find in the different restaurants in Cebu. So 10% po. We will, in follow-up question, they were asking me, we will have set menus ranging from 7,888 up to 25,888, 7,888 per table of 10 to 12. Very reasonable, and the selection is something that you have to experience. So we will also be serving yam cha or dim sum. So on an average, I was trying to do mental calculations last night with Ben. If you will have lunch here and you will have a dim sum lunch, for example, maybe you will spend anywhere from 600 to 800 pesos. And if you will have regular menu for lunch, 800 to 1,000 pesos, Brian. And for dinner, just like in any restaurant, you pay another maybe 10 to 20% more for your dinner bill. So I believe it's still reasonably priced. Well, we will definitely be higher than, I will not name the restaurants that are considered as competitors, because you might remember those restaurants rather than Shin. But we will be definitely in the vicinity of 10% higher than what market is serving right now. Yes. Any more questions? I failed to mention, I saw Michaela there, new resident manager of the hotel. I saw her. Hello. Yeah, she's there. Big hand for her. So, any more questions? We will be serving roast goose soon.
I want to try that.
People go to Hong Kong to eat roast goose.
Yes.
The famous Yung Ki in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
I'm happy to announce we have the same supplier of goose from Yung Ki, the same supplier. Our Manila's, the main branch is known for the best roast goose in Metro Manila. We will be serving roast goose in Cebu. Maybe just give us time to settle, and we will definitely be serving roast goose here in Cebu. I think we will be the only restaurant serving roast goose.
Yes.
And it will be, sir, comparable, Mr. Bobit Avila. I read your sa Philippine Star yata yun. Am I right?
Yes.
Oh, I'm your follower. I just saw your name. So,
Yes, sir.
Opo.
My favorite is roast goose. That's why I go to Hong Kong.
Sir, you will not have to go to Hong Kong anymore. When we serve it, I will ask Sir Brian, Mr. Brian to inform you, because we will have you taste the best roast goose, which is, if not comparable, better than Yung Ki in Hong Kong.
All right.
I commit that to you, sir. You know, the anecdote on the roast goose. People go to Hong Kong and you will see them taking home roast goose inside the airplane.
Yes. True.
You pay 700 Hong Kong dollars to 800 Hong Kong dollars for a roast goose that is already roasted in a box. When you get home, Mr. Avila, you will put it inside your oven or your toaster oven, not a microwave, to reheat it. The reason why we decided to cook it, to roast it ourselves, and we only charge 5,500. So if you're paying 750 in Hong Kong for a cooked roast goose, you multiply that by 7, that's already 5,200 pesos. So ang sabi ko namin, why will you pay 750, take it home, pagdating mo sa Manila, you reheat it, iba na po yung lasa mo. Whereas if we roast it fresh in the kitchen, you wouldn't mind paying 5,500 because it is freshly roasted.
That's true.
So we will make sure, Brian, that Mr. Avila is invited to the first roast goose. But I just have to say, do not expect that it will be free. We are inviting you, but please do not expect that it is free. Okay, ma'am, Mosquito. So, any more questions? Of course, our dim sum, as I mentioned, you had a taste of the hakaw and the siomai earlier. Somebody mentioned it's better though than the siomai king. Excuse me. Siomai king is not our competition. Siomai king, this is seafood king. But the siomai king is not our competition. So, any more questions from this side? Maybe you have a few questions. We continue to source from Cebu, especially our seafood. We are known for the steamed shrimps in Manila, but I was saying we're still looking for the right supplier so that we will have the right size for the steamed shrimp. In the meantime, I don't think what we serve is bad. Many were saying it was good, so thank you, thank you, thank you. Overall, may I ask now, did you enjoy your lunch today?
Yes.
May I see hands being raised, those who enjoyed? Thank you. Because those who did not enjoy, I was going to invite again tomorrow. But since all of you enjoyed, you just go back and pay on your own. Thank you, thank you. So, we hope to see you soon. That you can make advance reservations. You can call Cebu Plaza. And again, Marco Polo, Cebu Plaza. The success of this joint venture between the T family and our group will be really dependent on how you will write about it, talk about it, and we need your support so that we can start with a bang. And truly, as I said, it will be our goal to be known as the best Cantonese restaurant in the city of Cebu. Maraming salamat po. Magandang hapon sa inyo.